Hey VGA crew, Mike and Mari here with the question of the week. Question of the week, of course, was what's your favorite arcade memory? Now, while I have a lot from back then, Street Fighter 2 is almost definitely going to dominate the conversation for most people. I remember having fond memories, in the bowling alley arcade at Gil Hodge's mom would bowl, during the summers on a Thursday morning league. For me, though, the game that kind of typifies and exemplifies what the arcade experience was for me was Double Dragon. I remember that being the first game that I fell in love with, and it was the game that you can only get the experience truly in the arcade. And I remember that being one of my first things as a kid. Like, I would have a Commodore, and I would get the home port version of that because I loved it so much, and it would never be even close. And then the NES version, which was great on its own right, but just wasn't the same. The Sega Master System was a close, version of it, but still not quite there. And for me, just the experience of walking up to that machine, seeing the Spike and Hammer artwork on the side that they would have instead of Billy and Jimmy, or I'm sorry, Bimmy and Jimmy, are some of the fondest and earliest memories I have of video games. I mean, Double Dragon, I think, is the game that made me fall in love with video games, something that would carry through for most of my life. And it was great because as a two-player game, it was something that when my dad would take me to an arcade, it was something he would play along with me. He would play as the second player. And, that Bad Dudes, it opened me up to all these other beat-em-ups. Final Fight eventually, X-Men, all the Konami stuff that they would do. But it all kind of traces back to Double Dragon, which is, I think, it's a shame what's happened to that property over the past couple of years, because it was just synonymous with arcades for me for so long. It's synonymous with video games for me for so long that it just has a special place in my heart. So for me, that's the thing I remember most about arcades is playing Double Dragon. I want to thank you guys for being with me this week, and look forward to being with you again next week.